السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رنگ، ملكال وباليت، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي: بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل ووراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة مع محطات في مواقع استراتيجية زي الرنج، ملكال وباليت. بتوفر آي راديو تغطية شاملة بتصل إلى كل من المراكز الحضرية والمناطق الريفية. بتضمن شراكتك مع آي راديو الرؤية عبر منطقة جغرافية واسعة.
ما تفوت فرصة توسيع نطاق رسالتك باستخدام آي راديو. شارك أو أعلن معنا الليلة وخلي صوتك مسموع في جميع أنحاء جنوب السودان. Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compelling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan. Backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base, your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajok, Yambio.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. Stakeholders to the revitalized agreement on the resolutions of the conflict in South Sudan have said they convened a review meeting on the current political and security situations of the peace agreement and explore ways of reviving the process. The STEM Power, a leading science and technology organization, has launched an aerospace sciences training program aimed at fostering a new era of scientific explorations at the STEM Center of the University of Juba. Authorities in Unity State say about 200,000 households have been displaced by the devastating floods that swept the area in recent weeks. This and many more stories will all come to you in this news bulletin with me, Darlington Moses. And now the news in detail. Stakeholders to the revitalized agreement on the resolutions of the conflict in South Sudan have said they convened to a review meeting on the current political and security situations of the peace agreement and explore ways of reviving the process. The communique seen by iRadio stated that the meeting was held between 9th to 10th September 2025 in Juba, with participants being the signatories to the agreement representing civil society, faith-based leaders, academia, business community, women and youth. In the communique, the undersigned stakeholders were concerned by the deteriorating political environment of the deal, which poses a severe challenge to its implementation. They recommended inclusive dialogue, reconciliation, healing and consensus among the parties signatories to the agreement to sideline the political and security crisis compounding the peace deal. STEM Power, a leading science and technology organization, has launched an aerospace sciences training practices and program aimed at fostering a new era of scientific explorations at the STEM Center of the University of Juba. This is the first time such a program has been launched in the country. The initiative aims to foster interest and develop expertise in space sciences among South Sudanese, opening new horizons in science and technology education. The event was attended by Minister of General Education and Instructions, representatives from the Office of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Juba, and the Director of the STEM Power, Ambassador of Israel to South Sudan, Gaston Gadar, a representative from the National Communications Authority and Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperations, and students from various schools, among others. The program is a collective and collaborative effort involving Mayardit Academy for Airspaces, the University of Juba, STEM Power, and Hassel, with support from the Israeli Embassy in Juba. Speaking at the launch, Kuyok Abol Kuyok, Minister of General Education and Instructions, emphasized that the country's commitment to investing in advanced sciences, education, and international partnerships is monumental. Partnering with international institutions such as Hassel and the Israeli Embassy, diplomat Gaston Gadar said the State of Israel is committed to providing world-class education opportunities in space sciences in South Sudan. Lucy Biel, the director of STEM Power, says the innovative initiative will inspire young minds and position South Sudan on the map of space science development. The launch of the Space Sciences Training Program is expected to catalyze further advancements in STEM education across South Sudan, fostering a new era of scientific explorations and innovations. And before the international news, authorities in United States say about 200,000 households have been displaced by the devastating floods that swept the area in recent weeks. According to the State Information Minister, the most affected counties are Paninjar, Koch, Manyantit, and Ler. Gotoech Bilpal both stated that in Paninjar alone, 75,000 households have been displaced, nearly 60,000 in Manyantit and over 12,000 in Koch and 39,000 in Ler. Both spoke to iRadio this yesterday in the evening, saying the situation is devastating. Minister both stated that the Unity State government that the primary focus of the authorities is to ensure the security of the displaced persons, while some humanitarian agencies have also begun delivering assistance. He emphasized that the situation is overwhelming and urged additional support from national and international partners. In May 2025, Unity State authorities reported 3 consecutive days of heavy rainfall, causing severe destructions resulting in 5 confirmed deaths. This is iRadio News. And in the international news, South Korean president said Korean companies will be hesitant about investing in the U.S. following a massive immigration raid at Hyundai plant in the state of Georgia last week in the U.S. More than 300 South Koreans who were arrested in the raid are due to return home on Friday. Their departure had been delayed due to circumstances on the U.S. side, officials have said. The situation is extremely bewildering, said Lee, the president, noting it is common practice for Korean firms to send workers to help up overseas factories. If that's no longer allowed, establishing manufacturing facilities in the U.S. will only become more difficult, making companies question whether it's worth doing it, the statement adds. And finally, 7 Chinese nationals who smuggled Malawians to South Africa as subjected them to forced labor have been handed over 20-year prison terms each. The 4 men and 3 women were found guilty of human trafficking and kidnapping earlier this year by a South African court. Their sentences comes nearly 6 years after they were arrested when local authorities raided a factory in Johannesburg and found 91 Malawian nationals, 37 of them children, working in appalling conditions. Human trafficking is a major concern in South Africa, with the country regarded as a source, transit and destinations according to the government. This is iRadio News, and now to end this bulletin, let's have the recaps on the top stories once again. stakeholders to the revitalized agreement on the resolutions of the conflict in South Sudan said they convened a review meeting on the current political and security situations of the peace agreement and explore ways of reviving the process. STEM Power, a leading science and technology organization, has launched an aerospace sciences training program aimed at fostering a new era of scientific exploration at the STEM Center of the University of Juba. Authorities in Unity State say about 200,000 households have been displaced by the devastating floods that swept away the area in recent weeks. That's the end of iRadio News. If there's a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message on +2 11925 287 870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page, iRadio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for news in Arabic at the top of the hour. I am Darlington Moses. Thanks for listening.
تفتش على راديو مثالي؟ آي راديو هو جوابك. ليه تختار آي راديو؟ في 5 الأسباب المقنعة ديل.
الثقة والوصول. بيعتبر آي راديو المحطة الإذاعية الأكثر ثقة وشعبية في جنوب السودان، مدعومة بالاستطلاعات الأخيرة مع قاعدة مستمعين مخلصين. حتصل رسالتك إلى جمهور واسع بشكل فعال.
شبكة واسعة النطاق. آي راديو ليست مجرد محطة إذاعية، إنها شبكة من المحطات المترابطة. لم تكن شريك مع آي راديو. سنقوم ببث برنامجك عبر مواقع متعددة مثل واو، أويل، كواجوك، يامبيو، بور، رنگ، ملكال وبالية، وبيضمن أقصى قدرة من التغطية والتأثير.
التواجد الإقليمي. بتمتد بصمة آي راديو إلى ولاية غرب وشمال بحر الغزال، غرب والاستوائية الوسطى، جونغلي، أعالي النيل وواراب. من خلال التعاون مع آي راديو يمكنك التواصل مع المجتمعات المتنوعة والجماهير المستهدفة في المناطق ديل.
مشاركة المجتمع. الشراكة مع آي راديو بتعني التعامل مع مجتمعات على مستوى الشعبي. رسالتك حتوصل للمستمعين في مواقع مختلف، مما يعزز التفاعلات الهاتفة ويزيد الوعي بعلامة تجارية.
التغطية الشاملة.